This man is paid $2 million a year to potentially be the worst offensive coordinator in college football. That man being Tony Elliot.
Yes. But first, going a little bit different, going handheld this week. Thank you, Cam Smith, for the Just Jesus Network Radio, internet radio app for all your gospel preaching, gospel singing. Boy Dave is on there Saturday mornings, 8:30.
Thank you, Cam.
Thank you, Cam. Also with the American Senior Benefits Insurance Broker. All your insurance needs, go see him. Check it out. His link is in the bio below.
Come on.
But like you said, what a disappointing week.
Well, I'll go ahead and say this real quick. I said that somewhat jokingly. I don't think he's the worst offensive coordinator in college football. But he sure definitely does not deserve to be paid $2 million a year. And I will say this real quickly. A lot of people want to rag on DJ. And he's definitely not been playing well. I'm not going to sit here and necessarily defend DJ. And I already mentioned this to y'all, but Clemson fans or just fans in general that are giving DJ a ton of hate, let me ask you this question. Do you think DJ is struggling this bad in Alabama's system? Do you think he's struggling like he is right now in Oklahoma's system? Do you think he's struggling right now in Todd Monken and Georgia's system? How they got the offensive rolling? I think the answer to that is absolutely not. The reason he's struggling because, as RG3 said in the game, in the broadcast, Our offense looks archaic. Our offense is very simple. Our offense is very vanilla, and it's very bland. And it's easy to say that when you're down. It's easy to say that when you're not playing well. And obviously most of y'all don't really know me, but Dallas does. And I've been a diehard Clemson fan for pretty much my whole life now. And I've said for a while now, man, our offense is bland. Even when we were rolling, even when we were good, man, our offense is very basic. And it's finally starting to bite us. And that's been pretty clear. But instead of ragging on players, it's just easy when they give their blood, sweat, and tears and they get paid absolutely nothing. I know it's a little bit different with NIL. I'm going to try to stay away from players for the most part. But when you're making $2 million a year, you absolutely can be held accountable. And there can be accountability being demanded. If Amazon stock completely bottomed out tomorrow, they would be demanding accountability. Clemson's really fallen off completely this year, and I'm demanding accountability.
And that's the thing, and I seen, what's Clemson's, their center, Brock, is it?
Matt Brockhurst.
Brockhurst, yes.
Brock Trash.
He said it well in his interview last week after their performance against.
Is he still wearing that face mask?
Against Georgia Tech.
That shows it.
He was like, there's been players that have gone on before that have built the standard around there, and that's the thing, the Clemson of 10 years ago, it didn't really matter if you won. As long as you won 8-9 games, beat Carolina, you're having a good season. But Clemson has built a program now, and like Dabo said, the criticism is warranted. You're not performing the way that these other players have built the program.
Right.
The Trevor Lawrences, the Deshaun Watsons have built that kind of a program that if you don't succeed and you don't make the playoff, you don't win the you don't go to the national championship, so on and so forth, then you're not succeeding. You're not having a winning season. And like you said, I don't think you can't put all the blame. I understand DJ hasn't had the best of years. The offensive line is struggling. There's not any communication with the receivers and all that. But just as like you said, like a job or anything like that, if the place that I work for, if we got 6-7 guys, but if we all start struggling, they're going to go look at who the boss is, and I believe that's where you have to go to. And I don't think you can look at Dabo because Dabo doesn't run the offense. You have to look at where these plays are coming from. And like we said in the reaction video, I literally sat there with my dad on Saturday, and just about every drive, every play, you can just about guarantee. Maybe not exactly what play we're going to run, but between 1 and 3 plays, we're either running up the middle, we're running a slant, or we're throwing a deep ball. I mean, it's as simple as that. I mean, and it's like you said, it's the same plays. Like, I've yet to see a play this year where I'm like, dude,
that's something new.
Yeah, like creative. Where did that play come from?
And I'll say this real quick: there's no creativity with our offense. There's zero pre-snap motion. Nothing. Hardly. I mean, every once in a while we get something with the tight end with Braden Galloway or Davis Allen, but there's no pre-snap motion.
He missed that touchdown, dude.
Well, which helps a quarter.
He did. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Which helps a quarterback recognize what defense is being ran.
Yep.
And then Will Shipley, and he's young. Don't get me wrong, but one of the main reasons he was so highly touted coming out is he's an all-purpose back. He you can even line them up at wide receiver. Played some. Why are we running screen passes with 6'4" wide receivers, and we throw one screen pass pretty much the entire game to Will Shipley, and we're trying to run Will Shipley in between the tackles with a struggling offensive line? Why aren't we trying to get him in the outside? I mean, we have 6'4" receivers. They better be able to block on the outside. Why don't we run screen passes? Why don't we line him up in the slot? Why don't we do something creative?
And that's the
it's
thing.
so basic, so simple. Like David said, it's somewhat like playing Madden in a sense. I mean, literally, you run it on first down, it's going to be a slant or a screen pass on second down, and then the defense knows, so we're 3rd and 8 to 3rd and 12, so we're going to have to do a 5-step drop back. Then they're pinning their ears back. I mean, I can predict it, and I'm no expert, I'm no guru. We're in a bad shape offensively.
And the thing is, when does it change?
Yeah.
I mean, does Tony Elliott not see it? I mean, like I said, everybody thought after Georgia, it's just we played Georgia. Georgia is the best defense in the country, no doubt about it. But everybody thought, we'll get it together. Then we came out the next week, played a little bit better against South Carolina State, but, DJ still had some, balls that he overthrew. Then we played Georgia Tech, and it's like we barely squeaked by that game, and then now we're going to lose to NC State, and playoff hopes are gone. Be lucky, honestly, to win 8 games this year.
Seriously.
I mean, seriously. I mean, we could easily go if we continue to play this type of ball. We could easily go 6-6, 7-5,
and especially because our defense is so hurt now. I mean, you got Breezy; he's gonna be out the rest of the year with the ACL. Tyler Davis is gonna miss.
That's what hurts him.
A next of 6 to 7 weeks.
That's what's so big about this game. Not only did we lose the ball game,
we lost some of our key players.
We lost
Will Shipley's going to be out, who's been our entire offense this entire year.
3 to 4 weeks.
You got James Skowski, who's been playing banged up.
Which Dabo said in the interview that Skowski was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know why he was out the rest of the game.
Well, I mean, I know he
hurt his shoulder in that Georgia Tech game,
and it was bothering him in the game, and he got out. But who's to say that he don't tackle somebody against Boston College? The same thing. Continues to bother him.
Right.
So we're really in a bad way. And like you said, I think Dabo definitely needs to be held accountable, and he's somewhat with the offense, not this to the extent that Tony Elliott is, but him and Brandon Street are both on our quarterback coach are a little bit hands-on with the offense, and accountability should be held with Dabo. But my thing is, do you let it go all season long? Let's say against Boston College this week, we lay an egg again offensively, and then we got to buy, and I think we play Syracuse. God, I hope we beat Syracuse. They're terrible this year. But let's say our offense still looks rough for them. At some point, what do you if not firing Tony Elliott, and I'm not going to call for somebody's job. I think Tony Elliott is a good offensive coordinator. I think he's probably a great coach as a whole. Yeah. But his offense is not evolved. He's got no creativity. Something's got to give in that sense. And if you go 3-4 more weeks of really 3 more weeks, 2 more weeks of having a terrible offense, you've got to do something. Yeah. Whether it's fire him, whether it's somebody else going to call the plays, I don't know who it is, because Brandon Streeter and Dabo Swinney's offense, when Tony Elliott was out last year in the playoff game, it was just the exact same offense. They were just calling the plays.
Right.
And you can't just change the offense as a whole.
No, you can't.
Mid-season, and I understand that. But we're in a bad way. We really are. And a lot of it starts with Tony Elliott. And I'll tell you something. Jeff Scott was our passing game coordinator.
Yep.
Tony Elliott was our running game coordinator when Jeff Scott was there. After Jeff Scott's left, and even with then, I was still a bit critical, but there was more creativity. There was more rub routes. There was more crossing routes. There was more things underneath to try to open up and to blow the top off the defense under Jeff Scott, and that's, to me, totally evaporated.
NC State literally ran our national championship play to score that touchdown.
Yeah, legit. There's been zero creativity.
And I tried to get mad and say that's offensive pass interference, but I literally couldn't.
Yeah, you
can't. Well, straight up, in our national championship played, the one we won it on was defensive pass interference. Legitimately. Go watch it. Even
you talking about the pick play?
To Renfro. If you watch him, he pulled Artavis Scott down. Now, the one to Mike Williams early in the game was offensive pass interference.
Yeah.
But the one to Hunter Renfro was legit defensive pass interference. And I'll fight that till the day I die. Even the rules expert dude said that. But I forgot what I was saying. But there's no creativity. That's what I'm saying. Under Jeff Scott, there was some creativity. And with Tony Elliott, it's bland, it's basic, and like RG3 said, it's archaic. And what do you do in that state? And one thing that's so disappointing to me, and I'm not trying to call somebody's job at all. You're making $2 million a year. You're definitely overpaid. And I'll say that.
Yeah.
But watching the post-game interviews, man, of him.
Yeah. I was just about to say.
You listen to Dabo, hey, us as coaches. You listen to Tony Elliott, the players aren't executing. Yep. It's missed assignments. He's
not taking any responsibility.
He deflects so much blame, and it's frustrating, man.
Right.
You're the head of the team, and even if that is true, and it's not, when you're putting up 91 total yards deep in the third quarter, that's not all players. That's definitely a lot on the coaching staff. But even if it was all missed assignments and all execution, at some point you've got to take some responsibility as the leader, and he's done none of that, which has been very disappointing.
Yeah.
I'll throw in here because I'll kind of just let y'all take the
Yeah.
take the show because you're Clemson fans. But like I said, I watched that whole game Saturday. I don't believe anything can really change this
And I
year
agree.
I can agree with
Sadly,
that.
I sadly agree.
because I thought it could.
Yeah.
And then I just seen the same thing over and over again. I saw more creativity against Georgia than I have since then.
Yeah.
What blows my mind, and this is what's so striking, as you mentioned this, it's not like Tony Elliot used to be creative.
Yeah.
This is his offense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
This is what he's
Yep.
always done. This is what he's always going to be. And it's obvious, listen to him talk and in his interviews, that this is him.
Yeah.
It's not a we're gonna go back to the drawing board. We're gonna figure this out. No, and like I continue to tell y'all, he's running the same offense he ran with Trevor. He's running the same offense he ran with Deshaun Watson. Nick Saban's offense is different
It's evolving
between
every
who
year.
he has.
Right.
It's all about your personnel. If you have a team, if you have a great run blocking O line and some great running backs,
Yep.
you run the dang football. If you've got a quarterback like DJ, what do you have in DJ? All right, let's just drop down what we have. We have big receivers. We had a talented running back.
Yeah.
Not sure on the injury of Shipley there.
Yeah.
We had a very talented running back. You still have some decent running backs. If Winjay was not in the portal,
Right.
you should still feel really good
so
about that.
We're down to what, our third string running back now?
I assume it's
Well,
Kobe Pace.
Kobe Pace was technically our starter because
he's
of
looked
Lin
like-
J, but
he's
he's
looked like-
pretty much our third string.
And
He
who's
guy.
hasn't
after
looked
him?
good at all.
I guess it would either be Michael Dukes or Phil Moffa. Phil Moffa,
Phil
a
Moffa,
talented
yeah.
freshman, but I mean he's a freshman.
So just breaking out what you have. All right. So we had Will Shipley, and I'm just looking at the NC State game, not anything going forward. We got big wide receivers, a really good running back who has flashed. First off, like you mentioned, these big receivers, as big as they are, as strong as they are, as tall as they are, they have to be able to block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit. That's what I'm
Bounce
saying.
some runs outside and let them block.
Yeah.
Throw some screens to them.
Yep.
Throw some swing routes to them.
Yep.
For one, what does that do? Well, it helps DJ out.
Yeah.
Because if the other team has to respect the underneath stuff, now he can take the top off the defense. And not only is it a lack of creatively drawn-up plays, it's a lack of a mixture of the right stuff.
Right.
There's no setup
Nope.
plays.
And there's no identity and there's no consistency. And
Right.
one thing I noticed about our offense, drive one, we ended up having to punt, but we looked fairly good in the first drive.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly what happened, but I mean,
Good
I know
driving.
he made a good pass to Ngata here and there. You know what it was? It was quick, short passes, get him in
Yep.
a rhythm. Second drive that we ended up scoring on. Same thing, a couple quick passes. And now it wasn't designed for DJ to get out of
Right.
the pocket, but DJ moves out of the pocket, makes a great pass to Ngata. The next player, too, moves out of the pocket,
Yep.
throws the touchdown pass to Justin Ross. So obviously, I went instantly. I told my dad, I said, man, DJ's looking good when he gets out of the pocket. If Tony Elliott has to see that, let's design some plays. Let's get him out of the pocket.
rollouts.
None of that. Early in the game, we were getting Will Shipley a little bit in the outside. We were actually moving the ball. And then the next drive after we score, Kobe Pace is coming out instead of Will Shipley. And again, I'm all for rotating, keeping people
Right.
fresh, but we just moved the ball. We just did something specifically. How about try to stay consistent with that, and then we just totally try something else. We try a screen pass, we try this.
It's like it's almost like he's thinking, I'm not going to go with what's working. We're going to go with the offense that I
Right.
want
Yeah,
to run. But yeah, like I said, we don't want to get too long. But yeah, I mean, something's got to give. Like John said, I'm not saying call for Tony Elliott's job right now.
Oh.
There went the table, but
I knew sooner or later
That was bound to
that was
happen.
going to happen.
yeah.
And who else would it be than John?
Yeah,
Honestly, it scared me.
I mean, yeah, the table fell. The table fell like Clemson's.
That's what I was about to say. I was about to
Yeah,
talk
it
about
would be
Clemson.
the perfect video for it to
Yeah.
fall. But yeah,
How fitting.
give us
That
your
was Clemson.
and if you can answer this question and
The
you're
dynasty.
and you're still watching, because I don't know if any of us know this answer. Since when does the offense not get a free play when the defense jumps off sides and you snap the ball?
I mean, they do get a free play.
Well, according to
Not in that game.
not in that game,
But-
they didn't.
and-
But
Wait, hold on, did I miss? What did I
it
miss?
was on the very first.
Well, if they blow it dead
watched the
prior, if they blow it dead prior to the snap, you don't.
Oh, yeah,
but
they brought the play dead, but they're
yeah,
not
they
supposed to.
said they technically.
They
I guess,
said-
I guess that's what they're saying, but they didn't.
Well,
but-
from what the announcer said or what the referee said, player unavoided to the quarterback. So I guess like if the defense is running at the quarterback and there's nobody to stop him, I guess they stop the play or whatever.
I don't really
But
know.
I mean, like I said, that was like a 35-yard
Yeah,
gain, and
but-
that they called back first drive of the game.
Right.
I mean,
But
that's a tough break, but it's not really the ref's
No.
fault.
It's not,
but regardless, anyways, to be honest with you, Clemson fans, It would not totally surprise me if we go 7-5.
Be prepared for a long season.
Literally, and there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse for the way that our offense ought to be. So if you're watching this video, I'd sure love to know what you think.
Yeah.
If you're still watching, comment prayer card.
These are our thoughts.
Yep. So what are your thoughts? And until next time, keep talking ball.
Pray for